What's up, squad? Back with another video. I'm Recklezz. Got my dad, you know what I'm saying, Real Talk with Jay. Gonna be posting on this channel, so make sure y'all stay tuned. You know what I'm saying? This video, you know what I'm saying, it's the shocking cocaine discovery at the Biden White House. You feel me? So we gonna see what they talking about this one. You know what I'm saying? So make sure y'all hit the like button, subscribe, and let's get in the video.
All right, a shocking drug discovery at the White House, sparking a blizzard of speculation. Fox News can confirm that cocaine was indeed found in the West Wing on Sunday, while President Biden and his family were away at Camp David. The Secret Service discovering the white powder in a what they called working area during a routine inspection. It caused a brief evacuation, with fire and emergency crews responding to a 911 call to the White House, weighing in today and pointing out that there could be a lot of suspects.
Where this was discovered is a heavily traveled area where many White House West Wing.
And I seen her. I seen her a few times.
Yeah, she's you talking about her?
Yeah,
she's the press secretary for the White House. Okay, so.
Even more specific, West Wing visitors come through this particular area. When people visit the West Wing, there is the area of the West Wing where it is highly traveled, and that is what happens. People come through this particular area. It's highly traveled. I'm just not going to get into specifics. We do have West Wing tours that occur here on campus.
So I'm gonna let the rest of the video. I mean, we got a 10-minute video, so I don't want to be, you know what I'm saying, too long of a video. But I do gotta ask though. I didn't think about this before, you know, reacting, but what, like, they saying that people is, you know what I'm saying, traveling, that's, the West Wing is more of
restricted.
Yeah. But
when she, and I don't know if she means when she says visitors,
that's what I'm saying.
Travel, if she means visitors like other lawmakers and their staff, and
because I'm thinking like tourists,
right? When
she's saying that, so and if it's like that, why would when you have security like to like? I mean, we talking about the White House, but
I mean for cocaine,
it is small, yeah. That's what I'm saying.
Usually, you know, their magnetometers, which are metal detectors, usually they are just looking for weapons. You know, they don't look for drugs. I don't know that they have X-ray machines there. They may or may not, but even an X-ray machine, you know, wouldn't catch you. You
like at the airport, right?
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like
to the airport,
being at the White House, wouldn't you think that they would have stuff like that though? Is what I'm saying.
Yeah, they have metal detectors, and I know they have, like I said, the X-ray machines that property goes to, purses and things like that. But I mean, if it's a worker or something, they don't have to go through all of that. Then,
yeah.
And that's what I'm saying. When she's saying visitors, I don't know who visitors is. I mean, I wish no matter who's in the White House, like, just come out and be real. Like, hey, we don't know who this belongs to. Versus, it's like she's trying to throw some spin on it.
They happen in this particular past couple of days. They happened on Friday, they happened on Saturday and Sunday.
And they're not saying how much it is.
The White House also dodging questions left and right on the cocaine caper.
So what's preventing a visitor from bringing in anthrax or something that's not magnetic into the White House?
No, look, Weijia, I totally understand the question, but it is under investigation.
Does the White House support the prosecution of this individual?
I'm just not going to get into hypotheticals from here.
Would the president be satisfied with, sir, this is a busy room and we found some cocaine, we don't know who brought it?
So let's see what the Secret Service says, right?
How determined is the president to get to the bottom of who brought illegal drugs into the White House?
The president thinks it is incredibly important to get to the bottom of this.
Do you think it's more of like a hiding thing, or do you think it's more of like just trying to wait, or like trying to just keep it safe, or like, because they're not even saying how much cocaine it is. They're not saying it, oh, it's just a line. They're not saying it's just, you know what I'm saying? They're not saying how much it is at all.
I think it's a little bit of spin, honestly. And I mean, it's not like it's anything that is top secret. I mean, it's cocaine. We ain't talking about top secret documents or anything. So I think they should have been more open. They should be more open about it, saying, hey, we believe it's a staff member, we're investigating that staff member. You don't have to say what department, their level or anything.
So do you think she's making it more suspicious?
Absolutely. But I also think in her defense, just like, you know, Sarah Huckabee Sanders and all the other press secretaries that Trump had and presidents Obama had and Clinton had, I think that there's no, like, these five. They were able to look at scripts. They were able to see, okay, this is what we're going to ask. This is what she's up there, and she's just, it's almost like putting on the spot. And yet, that's her job. She's supposed to be able to answer those questions, but some of those questions she may not have the authority to answer, or may not have been given the clearance to answer. So, like I said, but I still think that they don't make it any better on themselves by not putting out more information and saying this is where it was found. This is, you know, when they're being real vague, and then even the question when, you know, will you guys be supportive of prosecution of the person that had it? I'm not going to get into all that.
Yeah.
If you found it in XYZ house, you know, Bob's house, Tommy's house, y'all wouldn't be saying we don't know. I mean, you'd be, prosecuting them to the fullest extent of the law. So, like, I didn't like her answer to that question at all.
I feel like that's.
Like, I would love to be able to say, the president's mad, and then like they can't do that.
They should blame you.
Totally.
They should say that they found it in a My Little Kitty coin purse.
For a while.
Yeah. I used to take one of those to the working area of the
Cocaine?
White House. No, the purse. The little phony purse.
Did you see what they did, though?
What did they do?
It went from, like, it was found at a library, highly specific, to a working area. And they kept stressing this over and over again. The possibility of suspects are endless. You know, we'll probably never get to the bottom of this one. It'll be another unsolved mystery. And our media, who generally love to pursue a great story, when it's a Republican, will not do anything on it. And I know that sounds so repetitive, the shoe on the other foot thing, but it is true. That if this were, you know, I mean, like in the last couple of weeks, we've had a trans activist burying her breasts. We find coke. It's like if this were, it's like they're running a low-rent strip club. Yes. But I also do love how the media pounces on the right for bringing up Hunter, as if like he isn't the most obvious.
But I feel like that what he's saying right now. That's what I said before this video too. Like yesterday when I seen this video, is the fact that, first of all, we all know that everybody gonna assume that it's Hunter. That's, you know what I'm saying, drugs. I mean, everybody gonna assume, oh, that's Hunter. Is it Hunter's? They, obviously. And then on top of that, what he's saying, dang, I forgot what I was about to say. I was supposed to say that second.
Well, they already said that the president nor his family was there. So, it's probably, it could be anybody's. We don't know. I don't want to speculate. I don't want to sit up here and say that it's one person or the other. But I think when the media, as much as people could go after Trump's kids, and they do, the left does have things to say, left media, but not a lot of people in positions of power. Like,
and that's kind of what I was about to say.
And Senate, they don't bring up Trump's kids when it comes to different things, even though, but you got congressmen, hell, they're doing a whole investigation on the Hunter Biden investigation right now. So, you know.
And do you think that it's mainly like when you say Trump kids? Do you think that Trump kids do what Hunter is doing?
I don't think that they're doing drugs, but I do think that they are committing. There are some crimes being committed.
Okay, so with Hunter Biden doing, Hunter Biden. It's okay. So since we on both of them, Hunter Biden. Do you think he's the way it is because of his laptop and because of how he, treats himself and, like, what I'm saying, other people, and like what he got going on, like it's all for the public to see, rather than just like any other president's kids or in the presidency, like anybody else. Like it's basically like it's behind the scenes. Like you don't really get that out, but Hunter is mainly out because he didn't put himself out there with the laptop stuff, with the, you know what I'm saying?
I mean, he hasn't helped his case at all with some of the things he's doing. But what drug addict does, you know what I mean? I mean, they're doing things that he does. He done things that other drug addicts did while they were on drugs. I mean, we have unfortunately have drug addicts in our family, and we know the lengths and extent of things that they'll do when they're not on drugs. Yeah. They're a totally different person. Mm-hmm. But that doesn't. So by you having a member of your family being on drugs, that doesn't affect your viewers watching you. They're not like, oh, Rico's a bad person, Recklezz is a bad person because his family member is on drugs. But the right will portray that to Biden. And again, I'll say to the viewers, to the subscribers, to everybody watching this video, I am a independent leaning Democrat. And I still call out, like I'm calling out that whole press conference. I think it wasn't transparent. I think they should have said more. And I think some things she shouldn't have said. Absolutely. I'm not just
I feel like it's just wrong is wrong or right is right.
Exactly. And that's where I am. The problem that I have with many people on the right, and there's some on the left, so I'm saying there's some on the left, but many people on the right, not only is just everything polarized and politicized now, but there's no accountability. And as a father, like I said before, I held you and your siblings accountable when you guys did something wrong. So definitely the kids that I love and I raised, I'm going to hold politicians and people that I don't know personally. I'm going to hold them accountable for their actions. I don't care who they are, right, left, liberal, conservative, Republican, Democrat. I don't care. Independent. I don't care who you are. I think that you should be held accountable.
And I think what I was trying to say at the beginning too is that I just got into politics and stuff like that, but I think this is the most, one of the craziest things of being, the cocaine discovery in the White House. Like that's something that's new. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know, it can be back in the day that they actually had cocaine in the White House. Sure I don't know, but I'm just saying, it getting out to everybody else. I mean, I feel like that it's more of a big deal. You know what I'm saying? And I don't.
And then that's another thing. Regardless how you feel about it, regardless what you say, if they wanted to sweep it under the rug, it's the White House. It's the presidency. They could have been like, don't tell anybody. Don't say anything to anybody. So for it to even come out, I think is huge. And not come out months later, but come out like the day of that it was found or the next day. So I think, that says a lot. I can't say what would have happened if there was somebody else in the White House, whether it would have been told, hey, don't speak on this right now, keep it. I don't know that. I'm not going to speak on. I'm not going to speak on. I'm not going to speak on the hypothetical. And again, it may not be the first time. It could have been found before and told not to say anything.
Yeah.
And Trump's White House and Obama's White House and Bush White House and Clinton's White House, it could have been found before, but was told, hey, let's just do away with this, get it destroyed, nobody speak on this, so.
And it's just speaking on cocaine. I mean, it could be anything else too.
Yeah, I mean, I watch a lot of shows, I read a lot of books, and one of the things is, I know even if you look at kids, students in medical school and in law school, they use a lot of drugs, from cocaine to prescription drugs, to stay awake, to stay on their toes, to stay on their game. So cocaine has been around for a long time, especially we know in black neighborhoods, but in the working class, upper middle class, and even upper class rich folks, using cocaine as not only a party drug, but as a drug to, like I said, stay on their toes. And so,
culprit. Is there somebody else we're missing, media? Should we be talking about Kamala's laughter? Is that what you would prefer? But this is a guy who leaves drugs, guns, and laptops everywhere. He got thrown out of the Navy for coke. He got thrown out of the Chateau Marmont. It's hard to get thrown out of the Chateau Marmont. Trust me, I have tried. And then, of course, he was just at the White House. So I guess, you know, Occam's razor, this is the most obvious thing that could happen. But I love the fact that, like, if you bring it up, it's like, oh, typical, you'd bring up Hunter. What about a father's love for his son?
Right, and he's
you.
an addict in recovery.
How dare you?
And he is an addict in recovery. Okay, whatever.
Well, that's one hell of a recovery.
Sign me up. Judge, she was also asked if they would be going, any of the staff within the West Wing would be undergoing testing, drug testing. Watch her here.
What's the #1 secret to making a hit song? Most producers think it's fancy studio equipment.
Will any White House staffers be undergoing drug testing as part of this investigation?
White House is subject to rigorous guidelines that include drug testing, and so we will take any action that is appropriate and warranted pending the outcome of the Secret Service. Just not going to get into hypotheticals from here.
Her ambivalence in her answer in not answering is consistent with the ambivalence about, will the White House prosecute? Why would you not say, we are going to prosecute? We have to send the message here. It is illegal. You don't bring it into the White House. If you're a staffer high on cocaine, you shouldn't be in the White House. If you're a staffer who brings cocaine in, you shouldn't be in the White House. If you're a tourist, and how many think a tourist would do this? You think you're going to get past the incredible screening, get past the canines, get past everything if you're a tourist? And who's going to dare do it?
And then, like, once you get through all those things, then take it out of your pocket and put it.
So, you very rarely hear me say that I agree with Judge Jeanine, but I agree with her on the first part where saying what we just really talked about. If you're going to prosecute, say you're going to prosecute. You know, if it's a staffer, say it's a staffer. Like, I agree with a lot of that. The only question I have for her is, where was this energy? And this is the problem that I have when you deal with left-leaning media, right-leaning media. Just be media and just go after it all. And Fox News, I haven't, and I'm talking about certain hosts, The Five, Judge Jeanine, Tucker Carlson when he was on here, and the other hosts that they have. I've never seen them question any of Trump's White House press secretaries or anything when they did the whole 9 answers. And that's the problem that I have. Again, I totally agree with her on saying, but have that same energy when it's the right. You know what I'm saying? When
I don't really know, because I just got into, you know,
right, and I know,
and I'm sure if Trump end up, you know what I'm saying, being in office when he runs, I can see what's going on and because this is just when Biden's in office.
Absolutely.
Which I'm sure they got, you know, other videos of Fox News when Trump was in office of different, you know. But I'm saying yes, they have. I'm
saying certain ones. You ain't gonna find one of Tucker Carlson. You ain't gonna find one.
I'm talking about Trump just being on the news, like how they got Biden, like Joe Biden did this, like Trump. I haven't seen none of it because he.
Right. No, I'm saying they don't question Trump.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't know. I haven't seen anything.
And some might say you switch over to MSNBC, and they don't question Biden. They, you know. Put it, and that's what I'm saying. I don't watch neither one of those.
What, MSNBC?
I don't watch MSNBC because they're too left leaning, and I don't watch Fox News or any Newsmax or any of that because they're too right leaning. Because I don't feel like you get the full story. I don't feel like you get the full picture. And I'm a type of person I want to know the full story. Don't just give me what you think I want to hear. People like Republicans and conservatives that all they watch is Fox News, number one, that is doing themselves a disservice. Like, so I don't know. It's really frustrating because I wish that more people would be more open-minded and open themselves up to other news sources, to other ways to get media versus just depending. And you can tell when somebody just watches one news station, no matter what it is, because they have the same talking points as that news station, and it just gets old. Like I said, and that's why I say I'm a Democrat leaning independent. Because I try my best to look at both sides, and again, I look at right and wrong. And as a police officer, I'm all about accountability. You know, I don't care what political party you come from. I don't care about your background. I don't care about your net worth or any of that. Right is right and wrong is wrong. And if you're not on the up and up, you're not doing, you know, what you're supposed to be doing, you break the law, then, you know, you should suffer consequences. Yeah. And you should be called out about it. It shouldn't be, oh, well, this person pointing the finger. As a police officer of 24 years, I have pulled over many drivers, and one of the first things somebody says is, oh, well, look at that person speeding. Why ain't you out here catching rapists? Why ain't you out here catching murderers? Because I have them. And like I tell them, if I catch that rapist or I catch that murderer or I catch that speeder after I'm done with you, then I deal with them.
All of us seen that on cops and live PD when people they get pulled over and be like, oh, why they speeding too? Oh, well, I caught you. I'm only one person, so I can't go and
exactly. And that's the problem that I have with some on the right now with dealing with what's going on with Trump. Is the first thing they want to do is they want to yell about Hillary Clinton, they want to yell about this, they want to yell about that, and that's all fine and dandy. Let's talk about this right here. Let's talk about what's
so basically what you're saying is that regardless of whoever is president, Trump, Biden, Obama, wrong is wrong, right is right.
Absolutely.
So if they in the right, that's cool.
There are
they in the wrong, that's just.
I couldn't be further away from being a Trump supporter than anybody that I know. But there are some things that Trump did that I agree with. And somebody asked me, I'm like, yeah, you know, I think that was something great that he did. A lot more bad things he did in my opinion. But I give credit where credit is due. I love Obama as president, but there are some things that he did that I disagree with, and I voiced them. I'm not just I'm a Obama supporter, so everything he did is great. No, it's not. And whoever thinks that is an idiot. So for people to think that Trump or whoever, Biden, whoever's in office or whoever's president, whoever's running for president, DeSantis, whoever thinks that they can do no wrong is just out of touch with reality. But this whole cocaine controversy, I think they done themselves a disservice by getting up there and saying some of the stuff that they said. Like I said, I agree with Judge Jeanine on that. Say you are going to look into it and you guys are going to prosecute this person. Say that,
well, this is like the second or third video that she don't even sound right. What's her name? The press secretary?
Kareem.
This is the second, third video that somebody has said, oh, I don't know why she even, that's why I said that's like my second or third time seeing she, and obviously that time wasn't that good too. And on top of this, they saying a heavily traveled area. It can be
anybody
if it's a heavily traveled area.
Put it in the cubby hole.
But the amazing thing is, Greg touched on this, but the DC hazmat people said it's in the library. There's a tape recording. Dana, where is the library? The library is in the East Wing, where the president's family is, and not the West Wing, where the public and the press go through. But let me continue that train of thought, because I am a prosecutor, and this kind of stuff makes me crazy. Number one, the purpose, and let me say this, Secret Service agents are ready to take a bullet for the president. But I want to ask you, the Secret Service job is to protect the president and his family. The Secret Service is the one that retrieved the gun from that basket, that garbage can outside the school. The Secret Service are the people who went to where Hunter bought the gun and tried to get the pistol permit application, that is the substance of a crime right now, away from the shop owner, but he wouldn't give it to them. So here we have a White House that wants to manage every aspect of our lives, what drugs we can take, what drugs we can't take, whether we should go to work, whether we should go to school, whether we should do this or that. But a little cocaine in the White House, we don't want to get ahead of ourselves. I mean, it's outrageous the way they responded.
Joey, the White House demanded a second test because it's almost as if they're like, gosh, we really hope it's anthrax and not cocaine, because that story's really bad for us.
Yeah, so it's going to be really hard for the White House to come out strong against this person. I mean, just think about it. What if this person is a staffer there? And they come out and say, you know what, I've just worked really hard. They expect me to work 18 hours a day. I'm stressed out. I fell into this.
But I feel like, too, like, and I'm going to let the rest of the video play after, you know what I'm saying, we had this little conversation. But I feel like, too, people are mainly saying that, I keep on hearing the workers, you know, and Hunter and these people, and I'm not saying by all means it can be those people, but again, people are saying this is where press conference is walking through and tourists is walking through. If somebody in their right mind don't like Biden and want to bring up a story or want to have, I did this, they can drop that in there. They can plan it. Just like, I mean, it's dirty cops out here that are literally
somebody from this very news station. They can't stand Biden. You know, I mean, and I'm not saying, Judge Jeanine, that it's you or your network, but it is, I mean, like they said, it's a heavily traveled area. Now, if it was found in the library, I don't know how many libraries that the White House has. I know there is a library in the East Wing, but is there another library that, you know, that they have? I don't know. But if it was found in a heavily traveled area, like you said, it could be anybody. It could be intentional. It could have been an accidental drop. Like you said, it could be some, oh man, this will really stir up some controversy.
That's what's going through my head. Like, y'all know, I'm gonna keep it real all the time, but I feel like that's something that I think could happen too. And I'm not saying if it come up to be Hunter's, I mean, everybody, first of all, you can't be surprised. I mean, he a drug addict. They say he's recovering or whatever, but it shouldn't be a surprise.
Right.
At the same time, if it's a workers, again, that's something that I think that I wouldn't be surprised. But somebody planning it, something like that, like they caught this random person, like, dang, cool. We done stirred all this up, and it's just this random person that we see on the news, like.
Exactly. You know, and if they really want to find out, I'm sure they can find out with, the amount of cameras that's in the White House, touch DNA, possible prints on the bag or baggie or whatever it was found in. So I'm sure that there are ways that it can be found out whose it is. But I think, though, again, the White House doesn't do themselves any favors by not being straight shooters on it and just saying we don't know. I if I'm press secretary, I would in our press briefing and even though I said some of these questions, she doesn't have a script. She knows people are going to ask some of these questions, and just be prepared. I don't know. We're going to get back with you as much information as possible, trying to be transparent, but you have this whole thing where it looks like a cover up, and there may not even be any need for that. But now you've given off the perception that you guys have something to hide. The White House has something to hide when you could be doing all that for nothing, and you shouldn't be hiding it anyway. Like, just be upfront and honest about it. Judge Jeanine, she's just I can't take her serious, but.
Bad habit. My family member died. It was tragic. I'm struggling to keep up. I've become an addict. I'm a victim of my own device or my own vices, and I need help. Is what I need. I just need help. I mean, this is an administration that, if in no other way than through their own silence, supports the broad progressive policy in communities and cities around the country that says doing drugs is not an immoral thing. It's a sign of victimhood. Drug crime unfairly prosecutes people. Their position as a party from coast to coast is to make excuses and to provide some sort of redemption path for someone who does drugs or is addicted to drugs, not provide consequence. So how can you support Gavin Newsom or his entire state on this and come out hard on somebody that might work for you that got caught with a little bit of cocaine? I mean, they've put themselves in a place where I don't see how they can come down hard on them, and not be called out for hypocrisy by the further left.
I'd like to put myself, Jessica, in the shoes of any press secretary and imagine what it would have been like on a Sunday night of the holiday weekend when you think, I'm going to have like 2 days here where I can just catch my breath, spend some time with my family, and you get the call that says, hey, heads up, they found cocaine in the White House.
Well, it seemed like a joke, right? When I saw it circulating on Twitter, I thought it was like the perfect July hoax, right?
Too
like
on the nose. Or in the nose.
And every joke was taken before you could get back on TV, which must have been devastating for you, Greg. But it did. Like, you have a son who's was an addict, is openly in recovery. Suddenly there's a little baggie of coke. He met up with his dad before they went to Camp David. Did he slip into the visitor place and, just stash something in a cubby hole? Like, it was all too insane. But of course, they're riveted by it on Sunday evening. And then you have the people who, people are defending the family, obviously saying it's too on the nose, in the nose, whatever. And then you have the people who are out to get Hunter no matter what, who are, tracing things. It turns into one of those, like, remember the show Homeland, one of those boards where there are red strings connecting, and then he went here, and I'm sure he talked to so-and-so. And it's all really just concerning on a national security level, and I think that was the best question that was asked. What if anthrax now can get in easily? How is this conceivable that cocaine got in there, if not from someone who works in there and could get it in a
There are lots of cameras in the White House.
I bet they're going to blame it on a worker, like somebody that cleans. That's what they'll do. 'Cause, that's the easiest way out. Is to it was an overnight worker.
But there's a glassine bag.
And I got something to say about that
on the
too.
bag? Did they protect the bag?
DNA.
Did they collect
It's
it in the
almost.
proper way?
Well, and we know it's not Hunter because Hunter's a man of the people. He's a crack guy. This is cocaine. This is way too white collar.
Yes.
Can you imagine though, like if you invited, because on
So
the
it's a
holiday
dime
weekends you do
size,
get a lot of
okay.
friends and family asking you, can you please give us a tour while we're in town for the fireworks? And so you go in on the weekend. Can you imagine how many people are calling their friends and family going, did you just screw my life over? Because you better fess up right now.
That would have been a good thing. Hunter, like getting his dealer in on a tour. That's a great way to get your drugs in.
It's not bad.
That's
I mean,
a great.
It's another red strip.
He's stuck on the
Bring back the West Wing show. You've got writers right here on the 5.
Hi, when I'm Brian.
See, I feel like main like what he was saying like about Hunter and about the tours. I feel like he said he mentioned that they're going to say that workers are. I feel like again that's something that shouldn't be a surprise based off of her answers when she gave that press conference. Because
they're going to try to find a scapegoat.
Exactly. And if she would have gave
straight
real answers,
right,
it would have looked better.
But for anybody on, I don't want to say anybody because there are some, not too many, but there are some straight, honest, and straight shooters on Fox News. But for that group of people right there, to even use the word hypocrisy about anything when they are the epitome of hypocrisy when it comes to this White House versus the Trump White House. Like I said, I don't care who does what, when, where, how, as long as you hold everybody accountable.
Yeah.
Don't just hold this set of group accountable because they don't have your same beliefs. That is hypocrisy at its greatest. And then not hold this group of hypocrisy at all this group accountable at all because you agree with them. You agree with their beliefs. You agree with their policies. You agree with, you guys have the same policy beliefs and want the same things. I don't care. I could want everything. I want my wife and I, your mom wants. I mean, we're damn near toe to toe on things that we want in life, to see out of our children, you guys to succeed, to see things, you know, for us as we're growing older, and just, you know, getting some things established for post work and us owning our own businesses now, growth that we want to see. I'm damn near lockstep and step with her. But if she does something that I don't agree with, I'm going to speak on that. And that's my wife of 24 plus years. So why would I not hold the neck? And that's the problem that I have with the right. And I know that this video is all about cocaine, but it's bigger than that to me, because I see how they react to certain things that go on, you know, with Democrats, and that, and no cocaine was ever found in the Trump White House or Obama White House or previous White Houses, for all that we know.
Yeah.
But at the same time, there are things that are comparable that they could have very well had that same type of reaction or had that same type of conversation about, and they didn't. But because it's now a Democrat that's in the White House and not a Republican, you know, we're going to go after them. And like I said, that's Fox News is, but I don't watch MSNBC either, you know, because like I said, I feel like they are way to the left, and they don't hold the left as accountable. They're not as bad as Fox, but they don't hold the left to account like they should. And Fox News definitely, they hold the right to account when it's somebody that goes against Trump or something like that. They'll speak on them. Liz Cheney, they'll go after her, who's a diehard Republican. Her dad was vice president under Bush. You'll go after her for wanting to hold Trump accountable, but you won't go after Trump himself or anybody in his orbit. Like I said, the whole, when he said something about the hypocrisy, I'm thinking, how dare you on this news station say that word and mean it?
Well, y'all already know. Make sure y'all hit the like with that subscribe button. Comment down y'all thoughts down below. You know what I'm saying? I know y'all like speaking y'all piece, so definitely he'll be in the comments. I'll be in the comments trying to see what everybody got to say about the whole situation about it. And y'all thoughts. Definitely appreciate everybody tuning in and watching this reaction. Make sure y'all stay tuned for the next video. Gonna be checking out Paul Harvey, policeman, so make sure y'all go check that out as well. You already know. Catch y'all next one.